caffeine?
I just don't like coffee.
Just don't like it. Okay,
No.
so it's just coffee or caffeine as a whole blanket?
Oh, love caffeine, just hate coffee.
So what's your go-to stimulant then? Or sorry, your go-to caffeine source?
Energy drinks.
Yeah, I love them.
Yeah.
What? We gotta have like a tier ranking system here
Oh,
of energy
no.
drinks. Like, where do they sort of slot in?
Red Bull's like, I can't associate Red Bull with anything good.
Yeah.
Because-
Okay, I was worried there for a second that you were gonna say like Red Bull is the pinnacle.
No.
And I was gonna have to be like, shit, this was a really quick interview.
Quit Natasha's out.
I mean, she's a lost cause.
No, because Red Bull just always reminds me of like vodka and Red Bull.
Yep.
And every time I'm out, I'm just like, that just helps.
That is the go-to though when you add a vodka Red Bull.
Oh, yeah, it
Yeah,
depends.
100%.
Depends really.
So,
I like Monster Energies.
Yep. Just the standard, or are we talking like one of the colours here?
Colours.
Yeah.
Mango logo.
I was gonna say, you want a mango logo?
Yeah, please. That'd be great. Oh my god.
See, I know I shouldn't.
This is the most beautiful thing I've been given.
You've got the goods.
I love this. Probably can't drink this on camera because everyone will probably judge me, but
It's just so good.
you just can't get away with it.
See,
I only got addicted to it because of school, because year 12, our whole year group, just because we had the ATAR system and everything.
Yeah,
So
same.
we were like
the
the new ones in, and I'm like, I can't get through this. So they just started bringing Monsters, and my parents were like, strictly no Monster energy drinks. And then I had some, and I was like, well, I'm driving an hour from Dolby, and then driving to Dolby from school and driving to school every, like, probably a whole year of my life. I was doing that.
Just need something to help power through.
Yeah, that was it.
I remember for me it was the exact same thing, where it was like you weren't allowed. Like, my parents would let me drink coffee when I was younger, but like when I was like should be only they got me into coffee, which is kind of strange. But energy drinks were like the drink of Satan. You cannot touch them, especially Monster. Oddly enough. And I remember it was me and like my best friend back in primary school one day. It was like a parent-teacher interview, and we somehow managed to, like, through my interview, because he lived close to the school, bell rings, he sprints home, grabs some cash, runs to Woolies, which is just up the road, buys a can of Monster and a pack of chips, comes back while my mum's in the parent-teacher interview. Sorry, mum. Went out like the playgrounds, and we're just like sitting there, like behind the bushes, like, you know, we're doing fucking some cardinal sin, crack it open, take a sip for the first time. And since then, I've pretty much been addicted.
Love that. I love that. My parents, like, I'll be in the car and I'll usually have like a stash in my car that I forget to take out. And then they look in, they're like, what's that? And they give you that stare. You know that disappointment stare.
Exactly.
And you're like,
yeah.
I'm 20 years old, mum. Okay. I have my own money. I'm going to buy me a Monster. Especially that one.
Yeah, but then they're just like, we told you not to waste your money on stupid things.
Yeah.
What have you done?
But it helps me. It's kind of like food. I've got to live off it. So
100%.
it's like water, you know? If I could change water, that would be...
I mean, I am also pretty bad in that sense. It's like if you open up like the glove box in the van, there's all these like little pre-workout shots in there. So there's always something on hand if I just need that little bit of a kick. But there's something about I'm 100%. I Monster was always my go-to, and it was always the white one because that was all that was available. And then no, okay.
The white one.
So I
think we call the answer to this interview.
No, because you see, I now hate the white one. I cannot drink the white one. I swear to God, they changed something. I swear that they changed their flavor at some point. It used to be different. It was completely different, and then now it tastes like absolute trash.
There you go.
The white one's terrible. The pink one's terrible. I know people hate me for that. The green one is not great.
No.
The God tiers are Mango Loco and the gold.
Yeah, I've never had the gold one, so I have no idea what that tastes like.
It's like pineapple.
Oh.
It's pretty good. You know like pineapple?
No, that was just...
After a great start.
Funniest thing about me is I was absolutely petrified of pineapple.
Continue.
Okay, so
there's a backstory there. If there's not, then that's kind of sad. But
no, when I was little, I thought pineapples were in the bottom of the ocean because of SpongeBob. So was younger, I saw pineapple in the stores and it freaked me the hell out because I'm like, that's SpongeBob's house.
Where's the little yellow man?
Yeah. I was like, what is it? So I've never eaten pineapple.
You've actually never
I've never eaten pineapple.
Oh, come on,
Even if it's on like the Hawaiian thing, I will pick it out. I will never.
You're missing out, man. Pineapple on pizza is the best. See, I'm the
No, okay, now we got it. Who likes pineapple?
I knew that was gonna trigger, and I am the weird person. Honestly, if we're getting pizza, I'm getting Hawaiian. I don't care.
That's your like top tier.
It is my god tier. It doesn't matter if it's a party, if it's an event, if it's 4 a.m. walking home in the valley. It's pineapple on pizza. It's Hawaiian. That's one point. I'm sorry, I'll shift on all the others, but that's one point I'm not going to shift on.
Why? I don't
It's
know.
just like salty, sweet, fucking amazingness.
Oh. Nah. Nah. That ain't right.
And then every single bar, I'm just thinking about SpongeBob, you know? It's fantastic. It's a good time.
Yeah, no, but
Yeah.
I think I still have a fear of pineapples. Like, I'm older now, and I don't believe SpongeBob was even real. But, yeah, no, I don't know, something about pineapples.
Don't go breaking those dreams of people. Don't you do it. He
No,
is
but
real.
yeah.
He is there. Just, okay. He's under the sea in a pineapple. That was a bit backwards. Fucking hell. In saying that, if you do like the mango loco, I had one today, which was it was like the ghost tropical mango. And that's freaking good.
Oh.
Yeah, see, I don't know how exotic you get with your energy drinks. If you like just stick with like the standards that are in the normal supermarkets, or
It's always just been mango logo, to be honest.
so you never go into like trying out Ghost, 3D, Rays. No. What's another really good one? Even like the C4 cans are pretty good.
What?
Wow, man, come on! You can't come in here saying that energy drinks are your go-to.
But that's my go-to. That's
Okay.
practically that's a part of big energy drinks.
That's fair.
That's a group of energy drinks, right?
And to
there.
be fair, out of the majority of them, that one is
superior.
Is pretty good.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like we should probably actually do that introduction that we talked about, because we just had a good old 5-minute rant on energy drinks, which I'm more than happy with, because that's pretty much how I like to start my day. But welcome back to Fair Focus Media. Shall we put the focus on fitness? Now, today we are joined by Zimmie. I'm gonna go with the nickname because I'm not gonna do that to you and completely butcher your name.
That's fair.
But who is Zimmie, you might ask? Well, it's a person just like you and me. But Zimmie, can you do me a bit of a favour and give an introduction of yourself for the people at home who might not be aware?
Sure. Well, my full name's Zimmorlei, but people call me Zimmie. I'm a professional AFL player. I play for the Brisbane Lions AFL women's team, and I'm 20 years old. And I'm from Dalby, 2 hours away from here.
So I was going to ask actually, Dolby, where actually is, I have no sense of geography in any sense. If my Uber driver ever finds me at 3 in the morning and my phone's dead, I'm just like, yo, take me here, bro.
Just this location would do me.
This little X, get me to that near
Just
vicinity.
take me 5 meters down the road, that's my location.
Exactly, I'll like, put out the calling sign and mum will find me. That's close enough, bro. So whereabouts actually is that?
Do you know where Toowoomba is?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like an hour, like 50 minutes to an hour away
So
from
middle of
there.
nowhere.
It's like southeast of Toowoomba.
Right, yeah. Map-wise, I'm trying to put that together, but I'm just going to go with the stab in the middle of nowhere part.
Yeah. Do you know where Oakey is?
Nope.
Okay, yep. It's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, middle of nowhere. I mean, I'm from regional Victoria originally, so it's a little town called Moe. Again, I find that's like middle of nowhere. It's like 2 hours southeast of Melbourne. And there's really no reason to go there.
Yeah.
Ever. Don't. Just don't.
That's what I tell people about Dalby. I'm like, don't go there. I literally go, worst place to ever go. Like, love it because I grew up there, but like the stuff that's been happening and like when you grow up, you realize like it's not like an ideal town you want to live in.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, you're like, stop.
And 100%. Like, if you are from this town and you happen to watch this show, or if you are my mother, who I definitely know watches this show, hey mum, I don't mean that in a negative sense. It's just not for me, you know, and I don't think it's for pretty much anyone else. But that's just a personal view. Now, if you give me a bit of a rundown though, AFLW.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, just first off the bat, that's pretty damn cool. You know, I mean, like, we talked to a lot of people in, I guess, like the fitness bodybuilding scene who are competitive in that scene or even pro in that scene. But as far as, I guess, standard sporting or, you know, like recognised sports, you are the first professional athlete that we have had on in that regard. So that's pretty friggin' dope. But how did that all happen?
Well, I actually started off playing soccer with my brother at like...
Okay, come on, what is it with every single time we do have someone on, no matter what like sport they're actually professional in or highly good in, they all started in frickin' soccer?
Oh, well, mine was like multiple. I had soccer and then I had tennis as well. Tennis. And then I was also doing like little athletics, you know, like little runner I was. And yeah, no, then when I reached 6, my brother and I saw Auskick at our school being promoted, and so my brother was going to play it, so I was like, I'm going to follow in my brother's footsteps, so I was like, I'll play Auskick. Nice. And then, yeah, from there, kind of loved it, and Brendan wanted to play AFL at the Dolby Swans, and I was like, I'm going to play it too.
I did the exact same thing, you know, little 5-year-old me running around at Auskick for the Moe Lions.
There you go.
Yeah, so I remember those days. It was a good time.
It was great.
Absolute pissing down rain, the shittiest Victorian weather, and Dad's off to the sidelines in his big jacket. You're like, yes, you're doing something. You're following in my dreams. I can tell I was not the best at football.
Yeah, I can not kidding.
Shit.
Damn it. And then started progressively going on, and then reached like under 12s, and then that's when I started getting noticed by a lot of people that I had potential. But I didn't see it as I had potential. I just thought I was naturally good because, look at me, I'm not kidding.
Hey, how's it going? Hope you're enjoying this episode so far. Just wanted to take a second and ask if you could please leave a review on this podcast. And if you hear something you think could help someone else, share it with a friend. Word of mouth is really the best way to help these things grow. So please, thank you, and enjoy the rest of the episode.
Fair, you look like you would just absolutely just beat my ass in any form of sports, to be completely honest.
And then from practically there, then I started making rep teams and all that. And then it was actually pretty funny because my, the boss of Brisbane Lions, Brie Brock, actually got an email from the Dolby Swans asking if I could play in one of the women's team's grand final or just an ordinary comp, being at the age of 12. That was not known in the regional or anywhere for a 12-year-old playing in a women's league down there. And so I think now it's all banned because you don't want a 12-year-old.
That sounds dangerous as all hell.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just think apparently it was pretty good and could do what I did. And
so you actually played your first women's AFLW at 12?
Yeah, well, there was you had your under 6s and then you had your men's and women's league down at Darling Downs. Like, that's practically everywhere. And they needed people to play in the women's thing. And Dad and they asked Dad and Mum because they saw that I had talent, and they're like, "Oh, can she play a match?" And Mum and Dad were like, Dad was like, "Hell yeah, she can, you know, like she can play." Mum's like, "Nah, she's only 12, you know, like you wouldn't put your own little child in a big league." And played there, smashed it out, and then got known from that really, and then started doing rep teams and everything. And then my coach now, Craig Starchovich, he actually saw me at the age of 15 down at Shepparton. It's a multicultural kind of thing, and he actually had a chat with my mum and dad saying there's actual potential there that she could make it big. But we didn't know what big was because at my age, there wasn't any AFL Women's League at that time. So they had no idea. They didn't even know who he was, what he was doing, or what he was even talking about. And then, reached about 16, 17, made academy, Brisbane Lions Academy, National Academy, and everything. And then 2020 came around, that was my drafting year. That was fun. Yeah. But within all that, I had moments where I was like, I don't want to play footy anymore. Reached 14, for me to down at the Darling Downs region, there was no girls competition for 15, 16, 17-year-olds, and you weren't allowed to play women's until you were 16, 17, and I was only 14. Yep. So I kind of told...
apologies for
No,
that.
you're right.
So you mute your phone, but the laptop still goes off.
Yeah, I'm like, is that my
come
phone?
on.
I'm like, oh no.
I swear to God. Yeah, the phone's on silent, the laptop still goes off. I love you, Apple, but this is one time where you've just absolutely shot me in the foot.
This is not the time, yeah.
100%, sorry about that.
No, you're right. And yeah, I actually told my parents that I didn't want to play AFL anymore because I wanted to live a normal 14-year-old life, to go and see friends, you know, do what 14-year-olds do.
Study.
Yes. Yes, study. That was such a big... Yes, education. But yeah, no. And then one of the mums that played footy and recognised me asked my mum if I could play for Callum Vale Leopards on the 15s, and I told Mum, I was like, I really don't want to play. Like, please don't make me play. But then she's like, but they need teammates. Like they need people to play. Like just one more year, and I was like, okay, I'll do it. So did that, and then I still continued playing footy, and then reached 2020, year 12, new system, ATAR, kind of was a lot. And that's when everything kind of deteriorated, the love for sport, mental health, all that kind of just went. And it was probably 3 months before I got drafted, I actually told my dad, I'm stopping, I'm not playing anymore, I've called it quits. And I actually did stop for 3 months and then jumped back for the last month to play footy. And then, draft came along, made draft combine, broke the agility record there. So don't know how. And it was all a big surprise too, because I just came there just being like, okay, it's just testing, you know, and then from there, selection. And then all of a sudden, beat the agility test. And then 2 weeks later, sitting in the lounge with my parents on a school night on a Thursday. It's actually today. Fun fact. 2 years ago from that today.
Hey, that's awesome.
I got drafted.
Yeah,
So
wow.
Yeah. And
I mean, happy anniversary, congratulations.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, practically.
I was trying to think of a football one there. Couldn't do it. Shit.
Yeah.
My brain was too slow.
There's nothing really there. Yeah.
Happy drafting day.
Yeah, thanks. It's actually really shocking. I just looked back on my Snapchat thing and I'm like, huh.
Well, that
fair enough. And I've got a podcast today talking about my life.
And that's the moment it all changed.
Yeah.
No, that's
literally,
that's pretty cool. So when it comes to, I guess, like touching on some of those just points, you know, where you said that you didn't want to go after that last season, even in the last 3 months, you'd called it quits. Like, if you don't mind sort of getting into it, like, what were some of those things that actually pushed you down that path? Like, what had sort of, I guess, killed that love for it in a sense?
I think there was so many, like, other aspects. Like, people have been, like, I don't know, really. It was just, like, I kind of reached the point where I was 18 at the time, in school still. I was driving an hour to school, an hour back from school. And then within that, I was driving an extra 2 hours when I did have training sessions. So that was 3-4 times a week during school to Brisbane, driving 3 hours to 2 hours back to Dolby. And then I would go to school at leave Dolby at 6 in the morning, you know? And when you're 18, you're kind of doing life by yourself and, you know, you got your parents and everything there. And then, my mental health kind of deteriorated from there as well. And started to go into a bad kind of grief. Made some bad decisions. I even left home, started living with my best friend because I was just not in the right headspace, because I wasn't wanting to talk about my problems and how I was feeling. It was kind of just like, keep it to yourself. And I also grew up don't show people your emotions, because that will you'll be weak for doing that. But now, since I've been getting help and everything, it's like, you're allowed to feel sad, you're allowed to feel all these kind of ways and everything. And then, just a lot happened. Relationships happened, you know. I wasn't the best person in that relationship. The person knows, and we've talked it out and everything. And big apologies there. Shout out to my ex. I was this confident, bright girl when I started at that school, to this quiet, angry, emotional, sad, taking out on everyone and everything, even on myself. which was not the best. And then you kind of just had to, and then, I don't know, there's something that clicked into me and I was like, shit, like I need to get out of this situation. And that situation was football. Like, football was my life. Football brought me joy. Football was the thing that got me out of that situation at a young age. It kind of just all fell into place. And then, I didn't think I had the potential to make AFLW, which is such a crazy thing to think about because all my friends, family, outsiders knew that I was going to be that first pick Brisbane Lions player in the 2020 draft, but I just did not think a second that I had the potential to be an AFLW star. And and I was not, like, my mental health wasn't as strong as it was back in the day. So, everything kind of flew up and down. So it was like this big roller coaster, like, went up and then just hit, point blank and then just shut down. Like, no one expected it. My family didn't expect it. I didn't really expect it. And then when stuff happened, it happened and got help. And, I'm doing better now, thriving, I guess. Like, there are days where, like, even my first year when I got drafted, actually, I wasn't actually doing my full potential that I should have. I wasn't getting games. I wasn't showing up to training. I wasn't telling my coaches what I was doing, or if I was showing up to training, I wasn't telling anyone about my mental health problems, nothing, because I just thought I had to deal with it myself, And then, and then all of a sudden the season ended in 2020. Didn't get to play in the grand final with the girls, and got to watch the girls, but I was very supportive over them. I was so happy they won because, you want your team to succeed and everything. But then that was like a big opening point in my life where I was like, no, I want to actually play and I want to make this team and I want to be an AFLW player. Like, I want to be known. Like, I want to get selected. I want to have my debut. I want to feel the feeling of running out with all my teammates in a big crowd, inspiring young kids,
Yeah.
Which is such a good thing. Like, now I'm doing it all the time and it just feels so amazing and all that, so...
No, I mean, honestly, I appreciate you even opening up about that to start with, because it's one of those things where it's great, the simple fact that you're able to now sort of open up about that, accept the fact that, hey, this was a bit of shit.
Yeah.
It wasn't a good time, but I had to experience it to learn it, to know what it felt like, to know that's not what I wanted to feel like, and to actually have a bit of contrast, to know what good feels like. And I think you're right in the sense that a lot of people just don't want to open up about it, don't want to talk about it. So hearing someone else who has had that happen to them can be a massive benefit and help with that. You know what I mean? Even I had a very sort of similar situation growing up where I got bullied a lot for being extremely overweight as a kid. For me, at least, it then flipped into when I lost a lot of weight. I was then getting teased and bullied in school for being the fit kid, and it just always felt like just never felt in. And a similar situation where it just led to a massive just spiral of just negative thoughts, just negative everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Just aggression towards the world, aggression towards the people around me. Again, similar with a partnership that just blew up in my face. And, looking back on it, I can see that it was 100%, well, at least it had a great deal of, a lot of it was me.
Yeah, exactly.
It was the reactions to situations. It was the way I handled situations, the way I handled myself. And just, I guess, coming to the realization that, okay, that happened. It doesn't need to define everything moving forward.
Exactly.
It's a part of past, I guess. I think just being able to share that is honestly fucking awesome. For you, at least, you went down the route of football. For me, I went the other route, which was I moved overseas for a couple of years and just sort of saw what else there was out there, and I guess got a different perspective that way. But coming back into football itself, with the second time around when it was that 3 months out, was there anything in particular there that I guess, was there a massive struggle with it, or?
I guess you kind of reach a point where you stop loving it, I think it was also a fear factor that if I got drafted, I'll be away from my family, I'll be away from my friends, it was just like I just lost love, and like then I just thought it's gonna be a job, you know. Like you lose that passion because you love to play your sport because you love to play, not to think as this is how I'm gonna live my life. And like even now I'm 20 and I'm still thinking of what's gonna happen 10, 20 years down the track of what am I gonna be, like who am I gonna be as after AFL, after footy, you know, like I don't even know what I'm gonna be.
Yeah. I can again agree on that point where it's one of those things where we always feel like the thing we're passionate about or the thing we love, it would be fantastic to do that as a job and to be able to make that a career. And it is, but it also weighs in your mind a little bit that when something goes from being a passion or a hobby to a job, it does sort of shift how you feel about it. You know, at the end of the day, no matter how much you love your job, most people don't really like going to work, or work has its own set of stresses. And when the thing that used to be a stress outlet now becomes the stressor, you're like, what the hell do I do?
Yeah, exactly. So
you've got nowhere to turn to at that point.
Yeah, like I'm still having that doubt of like who am I other than footy? Like people, like I see people around the place and they're like, oh, you're that AFL player. Like they don't know my name. They just know you're the AFL player. You're the one who plays for the Brisbane Lions. And it's just like, I'm more than an AFL player, you know? And that really sucks in a sense because you want to be known as a person and you want to be known as this bubbly, kind, caring person, and sometimes funny when I can be, you know? But like, yeah, it's hard. Like, now I see it as like I'm inspiring the younger generation to be like, yeah, you can play a sport. But then also, I also want to try and inspire the generations, don't rely on sport to get you to the near future, you know? Like, there'll be a time where you're just going to be like, I don't like the sport. And then you're going to be like, what do I do? Because that's the only thing I know. Because, like, for me, I've been playing since I was 6. So that whole time, I've just been AFL. Also did athletics. Fun fact. Sprinter heel. Yeah, I was a sprinter.
I mean, you did say you, like, maxed out all the agility testing, so...
Yeah, I was...
probably got, like, mad hops and just fast as fuck.
I was a sprinter, and then, I reached 14, 15, and I had people come up to me and they're like, you've got to decide what you want to do because you can't do athletics or AFL at the same time. And so it was kind of that family and I kind of decision of, AFL is the way to go, and there was no comps. I was like, you know what, let's just jump right into AFL. But it's a big learning curve. That 3 months was pretty hard with myself, my friends could see it. I think my partner at the time saw it as well. The way I was treating him and everything wasn't the person he knew beforehand, and it kind of just went downhill from there. Lost him and felt really upset about it and learnt from it and grew from it after these 2 years and knew that I wasn't a good person to him. And then my friends as well, the way I was treating them and everything was not the best as well. And even my family, like, I'm a big family person, but I was just turning my back on my family and yelling at my family and telling my family to just leave me alone. Like, I don't want you a part of my life. And then left home and then realized, damn it, I needed my family at that time, because then, like, you were making your own decisions. As an 18-year-old, you're making your own decisions. You've now in this group going down a very, very bad road for yourself physically, mentally, and then trying to get yourself out of there. You were just like, for me, I was like, how the fuck to get out of it? And then just everything kind of fell back to place, and I was like, shit, I need footy to kind of get myself back out of this. And then fell in love with footy, and then 2020 just got drafted, and then I just felt shit again. I was like, God damn it. Like, I just want to, like, those 3 months I felt so like myself because I wasn't this AFL player, you know. And now I got back to AFL, and then I felt like, oh, damn it, I'm this AFL player. So, I got help and...
Yeah, wow. It's just, I think that's a massive thing when it comes to mental health just to start with is the fact that it is just a constant wave. You know, it's like you go through times of highs, lows.
Jinxing myself.
Trust me. I don't think you're going to actually break it. You can try, but like I said, the cameras are now rolling, so if you're going to do it, just do it well.
Okay, great.
So right in the center, that's where you want to get it wrapped around the knee properly. If you want to show how Hulk you actually are, don't even worry about the knee, just straight away.
Just straight.
Exactly.
Yeah, cool.
Make sure you do it that way. Because that would actually be pretty awesome. That would go off. But yeah, I think there is, it's just a constant wave, realistically. It's like you go through massive ups, massive downs, and it's really just trying to accept the fact that, hey, I'm going to feel like shit for a while. That's how it is. That's okay. There's really nothing I can do about it. You know, everyone always says, hey, you know, if you need someone to talk to, you can talk to me.
Yeah.
And although that's awesome, it's fantastic, and it's great to have people like that, you know, when you're in that position, the last thing you want to do is talk to anyone.
Yeah.
So you just got to ride it out a little bit. And when those highs come, when those peaks come, when those things open up, that's where you just put the foot down for a while, enjoy it, have a bit of fun. And you're just kind of waiting out the ride and just carrying it on from there.
Yeah, that's like the other thing I'm also grateful for is like my teammates and my coaches and everything understanding who I am as a person, how like my mental health works with my anxiety and everything. And shout out to the girls, love them so much because I've opened up heaps to them. Like the first training session back on field, we'll do this sister group thing, and we'll all stand around in a circle. And if we need to tell the group something, we can tell it with no judgment or anything. Nice. There's like been times when I've told the girls, like, I'm just like, probably like 2 weeks ago, I told them like, I don't feel 110%. I don't think I'm good enough right now, and I don't feel like as a player, like an AFL player, feel the best, you know, like AFL is my thing, and when I'm on that field I feel amazing. When I'm off the field right now, I feel absolutely shit.
Yep.
And I didn't lie to them. I started breaking down. I started crying. Like most girls like tell their stories and most of them are crying, you know, because it's just, we need to let it out. We need to just tell the team, because then the team would understand like, oh, she's having a bad day because this is going on, and we've just got to support her and motivate her and be there for her. And even having chats with the coaches and everything, telling them that I'm not feeling okay, like any girl on the team telling them that they're not feeling okay. The coaches understand, which is such a big part in our little group, is just like, you want your teammates to be 110%, you know, but like we're all human, we're allowed to feel shit, you know, which is great. And I think that's also grown me as a person, that I'm able to talk out to my teammates, and even now being able to talk to my mum and dad that I'm not feeling okay. Like I'm not feeling 110%, because you don't want to disappoint your parents being like, I feel shit. And then them go, what did we do wrong?
Yep.
Like, why does she feel like this? We've like given her like everything. We've given her the journey to get to this point. Like, why is she feeling the way she's feeling? And it's not them causing it. It's not your teammates. It's just like, hey, you are as human, you're allowed to be sad, you know? So
it's having that conversation for the first time with mum and dad. It bloody sucks. Like it's hard. It hurts like all hell.
Terrible.
And it's like the biggest fear is that you're going to be like letting them down or disappointing them, or that some massive shift is going to happen.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Yeah,
it sucks.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, in saying that though, it's fantastic to hear that, you know, you have, I guess, that group, that support network, you know, your team, where it's like, it's not only you can talk about it, but you're also allowed to actually feel it.
Yeah.
You know, because I feel like that's another massive area of it. It's like, sure, it's great to talk about it and all that good stuff, but it's also fantastic to be able to actually feel it for a little bit, to feel the pain, to feel the hurt, because otherwise it is, in a sense, just kind of band-aiding it up, just without expressing it, without letting it out, without having a fucking cry every once in a while, and you're like, this sucks.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I feel like, you're just kind of band-aiding and patching it up until eventually it just boils over way too much.
Yeah. It's like a second family, you know?
Yeah.
Like when you don't have your family there, it's like second family. Like you can go and talk to someone and all that.
That's dope.
Yeah.
In saying that though, what was it like the first time you actually did step out on that ground?
Oh, my debut.
In that jersey.
Oh. It was probably the scariest thing of my goddamn life. It was petrifying.
Why? What was going through your head there?
Well, when I got the call from my coach saying that I'm playing, was a massive shock because I just generally thought like I wasn't good enough to make the team, you know. And it was Pride round that too, so it's kind of like a big occasion for the AFLW. So I was like, in my head, there's no way you're joking with me, you know. But yeah, I called my parents and I was like, I got my debut, and they're like, yeah. I was like,
I'm going to die.
Yeah, but it was like finally after all these like since I was 6 to now, finally making my debut in front of my mum and dad. Like the only people you really care about at that moment is like finally I can show my parents that what they've done to me and what they've provided has actually been accomplished and it's going to happen, you know. Reached the change rooms. Got out of my car. I was listening to my music. I was like bopping my head, getting in the zone.
Yeah, it's like like when you listen to music so loud, it's like you're trying to like force yourself into the zone.
Yeah,
it's like you're not naturally flowing there. You're like, no, you're gonna do it. You're gonna feel this. It's all good.
You wanna be amazing. Yeah, hell yeah, you are. And reached the change rooms. We have to hand in our phones before the game, so you can't have them. And I was like, damn it, I need to talk to mum and dad because mum and dad are coming from Dolby, so they're driving 3 hours there. I'm like, I need to talk to mum and dad before I even get out on that field. I get in there and I'm shaking at this point. I'm like, I don't know what to do.
How do you play football?
Yeah, I'm like, how if I forget how to kick? Like, do I have 2 left feet right now?
What if I bounce the ball and it just hits the tip and...
Yeah, and it was probably the scariest thing of my goddamn life. And then we were just going through it. We had our little groups and stuff like that, and then I had my good friend Jessie Warlaw present me my jersey. That was a moment, cool. Which was great. And then and then all of a sudden we're running on the field, and I'm like, I'm just there. I didn't talk to anyone. I was just there. I was like, what do I do? Okay, just play football. You know how to play football. Just kill it. And like my Craig Starch told me, he's like, just play your game. Like, don't worry about any mock-ups or anything. Just play your game. Okay? And I was like, okay.
Right foot, left foot.
Right foot. And then, ran out. I was debuting with Shiny Webb, who hasn't been playing since she gave birth to her daughter Billy, and Kathy Spark's sister Ruby Spark. Ran out with them, and there was this banner, and then there's fire coming out on the sides. And it gave me a heart attack. I actually screamed. I was like, what the hell? I was like,
oh shit, we're in the big leagues.
And then I had all my family and friends watching on TV or even there, and apparently smashed it out. Got a goal from the boundary on the side, did a little snapperoonie, and about 3-4 days or a week later, found out I was now rising star for round 3 on my debut, which was really exciting, scary. I was like, how? But don't know how many touches I had. Apparently I was good. I'm just good that round.
It was pretty much all the touches. You completely killed it.
I always look back at it, and I'm so thankful for having that opportunity to play, and now still playing with the team. But it's such a scary
Who was that first game against?
Carlton.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
It's scary.
Yeah, I was going to say, that is a scary one to go up against.
It's petrifying, I'm not going to lie. I thought I was going to get killed. Because when you look at me, you don't see me as this... I
mean, I 100% thought that. You know, really? Honestly, I was scared for my life. I was like, shit, I'm about to get beat up.
No, but I'm like... I call myself a lanky human being because you don't... Like, you see half the girls on our team, they're not built, but like they're built to play AFL and all that. But I'm this tall forward who looks like skin and bones on that field running around. I thought I was going to get murdered.
Hey.
But hey.
Hey, just whipping around though, snapping it from the boundary like it's absolutely nothing.
But hey, look, we're still in one piece, I think.
Exactly, you're doing well.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of curious actually, what's it like between clubs? Like, say, like players between clubs. Like, is there that like rivalry there? Is there that like, do people get along? Do you mix between clubs? Is there a rule against mixing between clubs?
I mean, half the girls know every like. I know a couple of people that play in different clubs and everything, you know. Like, most of us girls in National Academy together all already knew the people who were already playing AFLW. Like, you have, like, us, like, Brisbane and Gold Coast, that's, like, the Q clash, you know, like, rival teams, you know. And then you've got, now you've got Port Adelaide and Adelaide versus each other, so that's a rivalry. So you kind of have your little rivalries from, like, two teams, but otherwise it's kind of like you're on the field to win and you're not there to lose. So it's kind of that you still got that rivalry from each team. So.
Then outside of that, there's I guess that mutual respect that hey, you know, we're all here doing the same thing.
Exactly. We're all doing the same job. We're all trying to inspire girls. Like at the end of the day, it's just football. It's nothing personal. So.
Nice. I was going to say, because when you were getting into it, you know, AFLW not being, I guess, around for that long, like, were there any players that you sort of looked up to, or like, was there?
Yeah, there was heaps of girls that I looked up to. Like, it didn't need to be AFLW players for me to look up to them, but like women, like girls that I was playing with or against, like you'll be like, that's a really like competitive girl. Like I want to be like her, you know. And but you had your Taylor Harris and your Sabrina Fredericks and. They were like, oh my God, I want to be them. And you had your Emily Bates. Emily Bates was like my idol. I adored her. I was like, yes, Emily Bates. Oh my God. I want to be her, you know? Like, I want to be her. And then all of a sudden, you know, like in her team and you're like, oh my, hey, it's so lovely to meet you, you know?
Can I have your autograph?
Yeah, like, I remember we had like this little catch-up thing with like the Yeronga Devils where I used to play footy with like the younger girls. And one of the questions was, who did you like idolise or like was looking up to? And I was like, she was right there too, Emily Bates. And I was like, oh, Emily Bates. And I was like, gave her this whole rundown. And Emily's like, oh, thank you. I was like, you're welcome.
That's pretty awesome. Very reluctantly, 4 legs.
4 legs?
Yeah, for legs. Not 4 legs.
Oh, like 4 legs? What?
Shit, I'm just squatting some heavy ass weight. Nice. No, to train my little sticks.
Fair enough, same.
Training. What is that like? Is
so,
it mainly conditioning? Is it mainly skill based? Is it mainly?
It's everything, you know.
Is it like broken into different days? Is it like
it's
what does your week look like?
Okay, so when we're in pre-season, we usually train for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday break, Saturday training, and then Sunday a break. That was our pre-season. And within that, you'd have gym one day, training one day, gym one day, training, and then training again. And so gym would go for about 2 hours because we're doing all these other aspect things. So you got, like you have your physio kind of stuff, like your 1%ers, so stuff to help your muscles and build up your muscles. Then you would either have review at the time, but it's pre-season, so you wouldn't have review. And then you would have hats, so you do extra skills, and then you would have gym. Gym was death, but like gym helped us. We had different gym sections, and there's like 3 groups. So you got your load, your explode, and your express. Don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but like, I think that,
Hopefully, if not, we can cut it.
I'm pretty sure you're allowed to.
So
but
I'm happy to know this, as well as our head of marketing, Kimmy. She actually played her first season of AFL this year. So she was very, very, very excited to hear that you were coming on. She actually follows Brisbane Women's League.
There you go.
So this would be very useful on her point. Just
Okay.
to know, it's like, hey, I know
Great.
you say you train so damn much, but apparently, get your ass into gear.
So we would have like load, explode, and express, and you'd be put in one of those 3 criteria. I'm on load, so that like we'll still have the same gym as everyone else, same program, but it's just alternate, like kind of mixed around like doing certain things a certain way other than what your other two groups would be doing.
Right,
know?
so isn't like different like loads and rep ranges, or
Yeah,
like just
yeah,
slightly,
practically.
like, variations of the
Yeah.
movement itself?
Yeah,
Yep.
really. And then you'd come to training, so your training would start, you'd be there by 4:30 and you'll start training at 5. So it can't be, like, don't show up to training late. Like, we have a thing like be there 10 minutes early. If you're on time, you're late, you know?
Yep.
Which is good. That brings you to be like, okay, like even job interviews, your own like personal job is like, okay, got to be there early,
Yep.
you know? So we would get to training, and I would love training, you know? I'm like, yes, training skills. So we'd go through like your easy handballs, your kicks, you do your forward stuff, your back stuff and all that, and then conditioning would come. So you do this big load of training for 30 minutes to an hour.
Yep.
And then on top of that, you'd get a 30 hour conditioning block. Yeah, it's a bit crazy.
So when you're doing your conditioning block, is that like you're on field doing that, or is that just like in gym? Doing
No,
cardio?
on field.
On field.
So straight after.
So doing like sprint, doing suicides, doing all that sort of jazz.
All that fun stuff.
Nice.
Oh, no, it's like,
I remember why I stopped playing football now.
yeah. Yeah, and doing conditioning, it's all mental stuff, you know? Like, it's all mental stuff. You just got to push yourself. I remember it was our last conditioning block, and I was there not mentally. I was there physically, but not there mentally. And it was like, it's great. It's so great. It haunts me right now. It's haunting me because it was the hardest conditioning of my life. I thought that was the epitome of death for me.
Yeah, I was just I've never heard someone say it's great but look so dead inside.
Yeah.
As you just did there.
Yeah, but
does the AFL know that they are giving people PTSD?
No, but it's such a, like, the program Greenie, he's the person who does our gym and everything. The way he runs us rugged and the way he puts us in gym is you can see it when we play footy. We just we can run all day. We can run for hours and hours and hours on end without feeling tired or fatigued or anything. Which I give him full credit for that, because without him, I don't think we'll be the team we are without him, running us ragged.
Yeah, so it's like it is hell, but at the same time, you're like, I know
it's
why
so
I'm doing
this.
for us. It's so beneficial. At the end of the day, it's why we're the best that there is. Pretty much.
Exactly, and it's just haunting. It's so makes me emotional.
Has there been a worse training day ever, just a training day that's pushed you so far that you're like, has there been a training that's pushed you so far you're like, no, I'm done?
I've had moments where I've been I've told myself in my head I want to quit, I'm wanting to walk out off that field because I'm like, this is like torture. I was like, you shouldn't. It was a Saturday session.
Sorry, English is very hard. I'm not the best at it either, so we're in the same.
Yeah, it was a Saturday sessions in the morning. We would start at 8:30 in the morning, and you know how humidity and stuff hits you around 10, 11?
Yeah. That's
when conditioning would hit us at that time.
Oh, that's gross.
And it was different blocks. So we do one section of this, one section of that, one section of this. I think there was a block where we had to do Malcolm's, and then we had to do 20-meter sprints, and then we had to do all this other stuff. And I remember, we had pyramids. It was pyramids are you run 10, you run back, and then you run 20 and run back, and then you run 30 and run back, run 40 and run back.
Yeah, so kind of like suicides.
Yes, kind of like suicide. So we had that, and then we also had another thing. We had to do that 2-3 times with 6 to 8 reps in it. I could be talking absolute madness in my head, but it was it's haunting because I can't even remember it because it was haunting.
Yeah, your brain's blank that out.
Yeah, it's
I vaguely remember pain, but that's really about it.
Yeah, but we had to do this section, and I remember running it. and falling down and getting back up and running again and falling down, getting back up and running again. All the other girls are standing with their hands on their knees, but I was physically on the ground, like almost in tears, because I was like, this is the worst thing of my life. I don't know how I got through it. I got through it because I had Jessie, one of my good, like Jessie Wardlaw there, telling me like, you've got this and you can do this. Like, come on, like I'll run it with you. And I think that's like another thing that helped me is like, I know I've got my teammates helping me get to and from. Like there'll be occasions where I'll go up to training, feeling the absolute worst, wanting to quit. And they're like, I'll run it with you, or I'll be right next to you. You've got this. You can do this. You know.
Yeah, that is a like dope community. Just that you're a part of.
Yeah, exactly, and like that's why I feel like the Lions is like the best club you can ever go to, because the community around there is just, it's like a family. Like it's a second family, which I love. But yeah, no, there's been times where I've actually just collapsed on the ground, been like, I can't do this anymore, breathing like like that, you know, like that.
Sounds like me rolling out of bed.
Yeah.
Or getting first 5 minutes of the step up.
You're like, oh my god. You're like, how much longer?
Is it over yet?
Yeah, and then you wake up the next morning, you're like, I can't move. I can't move.
Bye, I'm done.
Yeah, that was literally me this week when finished gym on Monday, I woke up, or Tuesday, I woke up the next day and I was like, I can't feel my back. I can't feel my back. I can't feel my legs.
I've been paralyzed.
Yeah, I'm like messaging all my friends. I'm like, I can't move. Please help me. And I realized, I was like, damn it, I've got a fill session on today too. I'm like, oh my god, I got through.
Man, I feel the pain for you though.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Honestly, we used to switch lives for a day and you go through what I had to do.
Hey, I would love it. That'd be funny as all hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, done deal. Put me through a training session, you can film it. Let's see who does a better job at that.
Okay, I'm down for
You
that.
down? Awesome. You ever used a camera before?
No, but I'll learn now.
Good, because I cannot run to save my life, so
Okay.
I'll learn how to do that as well.
Great.
My job is actually quite easy. Yours is terrifying by the sounds of it.
Yeah, and I just, like, also in that sense, I feel like most of my friends and family don't understand how much of a commitment it is and how much, like, draining it is. And, like, all the running I do, all the gym I do and everything. Yep. They're like, oh, what's your week look like? I'm like, da-da-da-da-da. And they're like, do you have any times to socialize? I'm like, no. Nope. No. But then at the same time, I still try and socialize, you know. I try to go and see my friends. Like, I'm willing to drive to Toowoomba when I have the day off to go and see my friends, you know. Just so, like, I'm out of that football kind of environment.
Just take a bit of a break every once in a while and just detach from it almost.
I know. I need to find like a new gym to go to. I don't have a gym outside of the footy.
I mean, it is a perk of working with a fair few gyms. I know a decent few around. So if you're Brisbane based, I know a couple.
Yeah, hook me up, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
if you're after a new gym, I'll chat after the podcast, and I know a few places that I reckon you'd love to check out at least. Try them out, see what you think, and then go from there with it.
Great.
Sweet.
Cool.
Awesome. Something I am actually curious about though, because it's I guess it's always been like talked about in like all different forms of sport, whether it's like, you know, soccer, football, bloody basketball, I guess the main one. And you mentioned earlier that you actually have to fly out to Melbourne tomorrow before a game, which is so freaking awesome. On that day off. Are there any weird like pre-game ritual foods that you have or the team has, or what is
Ooh.
or nutrition around game day or training day? Or is it just straight up Monster?
Yeah, I live and breathe off that. That's all I drink for a whole weekend. Before a game, Monster, you know? No, it's actually really good because we work with dietitians and everything, so they kind of know what we need to eat before a game, after a game, a day before a game, what we should be... Like, even now, I've got a whole week's plan of what I should be eating, you know?
Nice.
And all the girls are different and everything. And we usually have a buffet with different sorts of food and everything at the hotel. Like, living lavish, I reckon.
I know, right? Oh, you say that with some getting jealous. Jesus Christ.
But, yeah, no, some girls have, like, their different rituals they need to do. Like mine's have a shower a lot. You know, like it's
Okay. Yep.
yeah, it's weird. Even though I do it with training, it's weird. I have about 3-4 showers a day when I have training or a game. I wake up,
Yeah.
I go and have a shower,
Yeah.
go down for breakfast. Then I must have a shower before I go to the field. So I'll go have a shower.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the game would finish, we'll reach the hotel and I have another shower. And then I feel like, oh, I probably need another shower, then I'll go and have another shower.
Is there a reason behind that? Or is it like, is there a reason
I
behind
don't know, I'm just...
after breakfast before training? Like, I can understand the morning, sure. You want to wake up, feel fresh,
Yep.
fucking sweet. It's the one that's after breakfast before training that's
Yeah,
a little bit
like,
odd.
I don't know, like, I must have a shower before training. It is a must. It has to happen. Like, it's a given.
What I'm hearing here is if you're not performing at your absolute sports pinnacle performance...
Yep, it's because I did not have a shower
Yeah,
before the game.
so for anyone who is listening, if you're playing any sport, performing in any kind of competition, and you're just not at the level that you want to be at, just take a shower before training.
No, but it's just like, it's so refreshing. Like you feel, you feel.
I can understand where you're coming from with that. To be honest, that actually sounds quite nice.
Yeah, it's like you feel like, okay, I'm refreshed. I'm ready to sweat my heart out.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
You're all warmed up, like everything's
Exactly.
loose and you're feeling good. I can see where you're coming from there.
And it's winter, so you want to be warm before you hit training.
Yep.
And if you're like me, you forget your jumper and you hate the cold and you never...
You remember 4 showers, but you can't remember a jumper.
Yeah. I'm not the brightest one, okay?
Alright, so what we want to do, right, is we have a jumper in the car at all
Yep.
times. We have a jumper in the gym bag at all times. And then we have a jumper next to the towels when we...
That's a lot of jumpers you're using.
It's still less than the showers you're having. I use 3.
Yeah. I
So-
have 3 to 4 showers. Still
Exactly,
the
and
same
I'm only using 3
protein.
jumpers. So if you're
Are
saying
we having
that's
an argument right now? I'm going to win this debate.
If you're saying that that's a lot...
Yes.
And that's
But you're
only-
telling me you're going to wear it once. Are you going to wear it continuously?
No, it's just so you have it available to you. So that way, you get out of the shower, there's a jumper there, you can put it on. If you forget,
Yeah,
you've
but
got
if
one
I
in
go
your
to
gym bag.
training, I've got to wear the Pacific jumper because of Pacific sponsors. I can't just wear a random jumper. So it's going to get dirty, okay? You're not winning this.
I'm sorry, I'm not an elite athlete. I don't know these
I'm
laws
just not the
of
brightest
life,
kid, okay? I'm just not bright. I think I did get a heap of concussions playing football, but I didn't know, but yeah, and I've got to listen to music the whole trip.
What's the pump up jam?
Pump the gym, pump it up while you.
Pump it. Yeah,
Let's see on my playlist
Ooh.
the song. I don't know. There's a couple. My go-to one at the moment's probably... I don't want to play it on the mic. This one by Kanye West, Jay-Z and Big Sean. Banger. It's a banger. You got to listen to it.
Never even heard of it.
Listen to it. I think it's one of their new songs, but I don't know. Just something about it is, pumps me up. Oh, Doja by Central C. I'm gonna be, Yeah,
Wait,
cool.
so what genre do we fall into with all this?
Absolutely no idea genre.
Yeah, because I was gonna say it's definitely not what I'm normally listening to.
Yeah.
I fall into like the
The rainbows and sunshine.
I mean, every once in a while, it's
Yeah,
good
yeah.
to spice up the death metal and screamo and all that stuff. But
Oh, you
it's like
and my brother would be the same
a
person
bit of
then.
pop rock screamo, that's always good. Gets you in the jam, gets a bit of aggression flowing.
You're honestly like my brother. But my brother's name is Brendan, so...
Well, shit.
There you go. Honestly, the same person, but...
He's probably much better looking than me and cooler.
Yeah.
100% shit.
I don't think cool is the word for it, but...
Capital K.
No.
Ah.
Love my brother.
All right, we'll cut that one there. Next thing I did want to touch on, actually, when it comes to the future, when it comes to playing, like, you know, what are some of those, I guess, you know, like the goals, the ambitions when it comes to AFL, when it comes to just other things in life, you know, like where you spoke earlier about how, you know, the next 10, 20, 30 years, is there anything that you've sort of, I guess, got in mind, or a direction that you feel you'd want to take, you know, through football or even after football?
Yeah, well, I actually got offered a little role in the AFL, being a multicultural ambassador for the Pacific Islands, which I really love because my mum's actually from Papua New Guinea. So to help the kids down there and everything. So it's me and another Gold Coast Suns player, a men's player. We get to travel around and help out and influence the Pacific and try to get like all the kids down there to come to play in Australia and kind of broaden out the kind of AFL kind of scenery, you know. And then hopefully get to travel down there, a little travel down.
How do you sort of go about doing that? Is it like an online like video call kind of situation?
No, they're possibly planning us to fly down there, but nothing's gonna really happen for me until the season's finished. So I'll get paid and everything through there, which is good. 20 years, I know, it's like, there's so much like I want to do. I want to get a house first, so that's what I'm actually planning to do. With one of my best friends, Tyler. Shout out to Tyler. Love her. She dropped me here. So gotta give her a little shout out.
Thank you, because I very much am aware how terrible the parking is around here. That is my bad.
Oh, geez. Nah. Tyler's been there for a while, so respect her in a sense. And we're trying to get a house together because she wants to move out. I want to move out. And because our new facility is down at Springfield. Yeah, we just want to... I want to be closer there, and I don't want to be driving traffic all the way to Springfield and back, you know. So probably getting a house and probably get a dog. I want to get a dog.
That's what breed?
Golden Retriever.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's fair. No,
I need some enjoyment, you know, something.
That's fair.
Jumping and smiling and.
Yeah. Okay. No, Golden Retriever is definitely like the top tier. It's the top tier.
Or a husky.
It was just a husky.
Oh, sausage dog.
Husky is mine, but
a sausage dog.
I've got a friend with a sausage dog. It's freaking adorable. Like,
little feet right now.
It just looks so happy all the time. It's yeah, they are pretty cool. Or I don't know, I've always heard things like Pomskis. Or it's like a Pomeranian cross husky, because that way it's like a husky, but it's tiny, like a teddy bear.
Just dogs in general are so cute, except pugs.
Yeah, there's a lot of like French bulldogs and pugs here.
Why don't you have a?
I'm not allowed.
Oh, you're just different?
I'm not allowed.
You're just
to
uniquely different?
I'm actually not allowed to have a pet here, which is very unfortunate. I wish I could have one. Well, I feel like
have a fish.
Hey.
Have a fish.
Call him Nemo.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Or Dory. Dory and Mimo.
Mimo.
Nemo. Nemo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said, didn't I?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there was an M that came out at the start there.
Nemo.
No, I'm pretty sure you said a
Mimo.
Yeah, Mimo. Don't worry, English is hard.
Yeah, I'm also wanting to do police force or firefighter.
Really?
Yeah. I know, it's such a crazy thing.
What hell of a switch, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, I'm that kind of person who wants to do outdoor stuff and I want to help people and everything, and I don't know, I just thought of it one day and I was like, a police officer or like a firefighter.
Awesome.
But like, I could be saying that and next thing you know, I'm like, what?
A
veterinarian.
Yeah, things change very quickly.
Or pilot. Imagine people like, wee! I think my ADHD flying a plane would actually take off and we just go, woo! You look like you're
okay, you broke me there. Okay, you've been like chipping away. You finally got me. All right, you win.
That's probably the first time I've seen almost making someone cry.
All right.
Like, nothing bad, but like my ADHD would go off. Like, even me driving with one.
I just want to see the cabin video of that, to be honest. Just you in there trying to make an announcement while you're just whipping around.
Hi, this is your captain
monster
speaking.
next to you. It's like, hey, boys.
See another plane. This is your captain speaking. We're about to fucking go.
Buckle up, boys. How about with playing? Do you have any like major goals that you really want to achieve while you are an active player? Any milestones you want to hit?
Ooh, that's a tough question. I want to be a very consistent player, and I'm very hard on myself about that because I want to be that Emily Bates who's always consistent with all her touches and what she does. Because I feel like at the moment, like I'm looking at all the different game reviews and everything, and there'll be points where I have, like, I'll play good games every time we play a game, but it's not a consistent thing. Like, my pressure axe could be higher one day and then lower the next day. It's just like, Zim, you can do it. Why are you slacking off, So probably trying not to slack off and keep going. What else? Ooh, there's a lot of things, eh?
Hey man, some long-term goals, achievements.
Yeah, you kind of want to be that Emily Bates and your Taylor Harris. You want to be a really like well-known player, but then at the same time you're kind of your own person, so you kind of can't. I don't really set goals. Is that a weird thing? Is that a bad thing?
I mean,
it's such because like
I feel like having goals can definitely help.
Yeah,
Give you something to work towards. Otherwise, it's very easy to slip on something or slack off on something or not put in XYZ amount of work because you're like, well, what's the point? I'm not, it doesn't aid in getting to anything. So I think having goals can definitely, can definitely help. Sure, they might not be for everyone, but I notice for myself at least when I don't have them there, I'll tell myself that it's, I'm sweet, I'm doing good, I'm working hard. And then when I put a goal in place and I look back on what I've been doing for the past few weeks, I'm like, what the hell was I actually doing? So I think there is something to be said about at least having an idea there. But
yeah, because our coaches like try and set a goal before training, But then I'm the kind of person, if I'm going to set a goal and I'm not going to achieve it, it's going to make me feel shit. Absolutely shit, Yeah,
but that's why you set a goal that, it's a push. But
I don't know. Like, I just feel like I don't want to try and shoot for something, I kind of just want to gradually grow as a player. And like, I'm only in my second, third year of being a professional athlete.
Yeah.
I feel like when I reach my fourth, fifth year, that's like goals. Like, this is what I want to do, and then go from there. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I think when it comes to like the short-term goals, like what do you want to achieve in this training, that's where you can run into a bit of an issue, because it's like if you don't hit it on that day, like, okay, that's you are going to feel like shit because you missed a goal, and there's not really much time, if you're not having great or if you feel a little bit off for XYZ amount of time. I think the better ones to look at are those sort of like the 3-year goal, the 5-year goal, the 10-year goal, because then it's like, well, you know that you've got the wiggle room to have an up, to have a down, to go super hard at some point and to slack off a little bit, and just put things in place to make it more realistic long term. Yeah,
exactly. I know before games I set goals, like I want to get XYZ amount of tackles, or I want to get, like, I want to make a lot of contested marks or uncontested marks, and I want to, like, run the ball in, something like that. Like, it's usually, for me, the goals are, like, at a game, not a training kind of situation. But Jim's like, I'm going to, I want to get huge. That's such a weird thing, but, like, the other thing is, like, I'm not happy with the body I have. Like, I would tell people, look at me, I'm a fucking huge beast, like, I'm a god. I look amazing, but, like, deep down, I'm like, I want to be better, because I look tiny compared to everyone, like, one of my teammates, which is really weird. That's why at gym, I'm like, I want to increase my weight by this much. I want to get PBs. Like, gym on Tuesday, I got 4 PBs.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I want to
put in the work.
Put in the work. And I think I need to start shifting. I need to put the work into, like, kind of football sense. I don't know. I'm such a weird person. Have you noticed that? I hope you have.
I honestly, I think you're a very normal person, but you actually just express what you're thinking and feeling, which is not very normal, to be honest.
Oh, thanks.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, good.
It's actually quite good.
I was going to say, I'll just leave. Thanks, sorry.
What I mean by that is I feel like the things that you say, a lot of people feel that way, but not a lot of people will actually say it.
Wow. Thank you.
Like, it's very true. Like, you opened up very, openly about, struggles with mental health in the past. You just opened up very, well about the fact that you're not happy with how you look in physical senses or this, that, and the other, which is not an easy thing for most people to actually acknowledge, let alone say.
I don't know. I just feel like I'm a very open person. Like, I can be like, I've been around my friends and I've been like, I look fucking sexy, I feel fucking hot. But deep down inside, I'm like so insecure about myself because like that. I think that's also the other thing of me being kind of scared doing like outside gym other than being with the girls is like, there's been people going to gym for years and years and years, put this big, like look like the ideal body I want to be, and I'm just this skinny, lanky human being hitting the gym. Like, I can lift heavy. Like, I think I can lift heavy. I don't know what heavy is to people, but like, I think I can lift pretty heavy for my size. But then at the same time, I'm like, I probably look freaking weak compared to every other person. I think I'm going to get judged at the gym. Like, but then at the same time, I'm like, why should I be being worried? Like, why should I be worried about what other people are thinking about me because I'm doing this for me and no one else? I'm trying to build my own happiness, but you always, like, I feel like that's most people, you always try and consider what someone else is thinking other than putting yourself first. And it just takes time, really.
I mean, you said it yourself, the fact that, the people that you're looking at or thinking about, they have been doing it for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. Like, and you are starting back at the base level. So it's like, it is very unrealistic to expect that, there's not going to be a difference when you look at people who have put, their entire life behind that one specific thing for 5 years, 10 years, you compare that to what you've done where for, 14 years of your life, you've dedicated that to becoming the best football player you could possibly be. And it didn't even take, like you said yourself, you were very up and down all over the place with that. It didn't even take you that many years of dedication to get to where you are now at the highest professional level.
It's crazy.
Like, imagine what, if you really wanted to go down that path, what could happen if you applied the exact same work ethic and reasoning and time into those other areas.
Yeah, I know. It's actually a crazy thing because, like, when I first got it drafted, I was actually 55 kilos. I'm straight up. Was 55 kilos when I first started because of all my mental health and stuff now. And now I've put, now I'm like 62 kilos. And I never thought I'd go back to that weight because high metabolism. No, kidding. All that. I just got a high metabolism and I kind of started like, I think also with the eating kind of part, you have all these like outside influences, like you've got to be the perfect body, you've got to be this way, you've got to look this way, you've got to be like that. And then it's also a scary feeling because now you're a professional athlete and you don't want to look this muscly, huge kind of person, I kind of want it to be lean, like...
It's very interesting for me to have this conversation, to be honest, because if you, I guess, look at the people that I normally talk to or the people that I interact with on a day-to-day basis, like that is, at the end of the day, like that is like the goal, it's to be as muscly as you possibly can be, it's to be as lean as you can possibly be, it's to compete at the highest level on that, I guess, stage. Like, to someone like yourself who is very competitive in a different form of sport, like, what is, I guess, the perception that you have on, like, I guess, our industry, or do you feel that the normal person has on that?
Yeah, that's crazy. Because I look at bodybuilders and I'm like, God damn. Like, I'm like, I wish I looked like that. Like, if I wasn't playing AFL, that would probably be, like, what I want to be. Like, what I want, possibly what I would do, actually. Because it's just, like, it's keeping you active. You're doing it for yourself. You're competing for yourself, you're kind of in a team, but you're not in a team because you're kind of showing you and all your hard work and everything. But then at the same time, it's kind of scary with all the muscle definition and everything from that. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, I would not mess with them. I'm like, they would probably whoop my ass. Like, I might be a professional athlete, but like, they've got muscle. They're like, woo! You know what I mean? Like, I give them full credit. Like, that is dedication, like, getting your body to that kind of structure, that mass, something you're happy with, and showing it off to people and kind of inspiring, like, people who are wanting to do that kind of space, you know? So I have no problem with that. Love them. Love bodybuilders. Amazing. Scary as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. But like, I feel like this is with a lot of girls, like younger girls especially, when you have like people like myself and like bodybuilders and everything, you're like, I feel like they have the conception is, what's the perfect body, you know? How am I supposed to look like? How am I supposed to feel, you know? Like, with me going into AFL, I thought I had to be this huge body, this big body that no one could go through. And I still have that problem now. I'm like, I feel like I'm too tiny to be playing at an elite level. But then I'm like, at the same time, like, last week I did this massive tackle on a girl, and I'm like, how did I do that? Oh my God. I look back at the replays. I've got to show you after the interview, but I did this massive tackle and I couldn't believe that I could do that. But then also that I had to look back onto it is just the gym program Greenie's doing is specific for not only me, but half of my teammates, you know, and that's how, we're all different shapes, sizes and all that, you know, and you can't compare, like, I can't compare myself to like a Courtney Hodder who's 5'4" when I'm like 5'10", you know, and she's a different mass than I am, and she has all these other aspects in her performance that I do differently, you know, like it's all weird.
You sort of mentioned before that you know, when it comes to getting into the gym, that there was actually like I guess a bit of like nerves or fear.
Yeah, it's a huge fear. Yeah.
Like where do they stem from? You know, like say people who are in the gym 24/7, and that's I guess the perception of that's what our life is, or like what is it about the gym itself that actually I guess gives you those nerves or those fears?
I think me as a person, I think most people know me as a person that I am actually petrified of, not like, I feel good enough within myself, but I feel like when I go to the gym, I'm just a tiny structure. Like I'm just this tall, tiny person. And I know, I feel like I look great, but like, I think I also have that thing in my back of my head is like, what are they thinking about me? Like, oh, look at this newbie coming in, like she's got nothing on her, what's she gonna do, you know? And then I think that's also the biggest fear is I think I walk in and I think I compare myself to other people, which I shouldn't be doing, but I think that's just a natural human being thing. Like I know you probably walk around in public, you'll see someone, you're like, damn, that's a fit ass dude. And I'm like, you know what I mean? Like
honestly, what I would say to that from, again, someone who spends a lot of time in the gym, in different gyms currently, who has spent a lot of my life in different gyms, and I know a lot of people who are in the gyms, whether that's coaches, managers, PTs, bloody competitors, or just people who train. That those thoughts don't really run through our heads.
Yeah.
Honestly, you see someone in there who is getting into it, and you're like, fuck yeah, sweet.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I don't know. I think I just have not been in a gym environment. Like, I've only just been in the, like, when I was playing footy, I never been to a gym in my life until I made it professionally and I had to go to a gym.
I mean, if you've never had the exposure to it, then you don't know what you're going into. And of course, like, you're always going to be scared of something that's just uncertainty and you don't know what it is. You know, and when it comes to, I guess, the competing side of things, I had a very similar thought. You know, I thought that people who did competitive bodybuilding, they're all up themselves. They're all, you know, just just ego. Like, that's whatever. Like, what the hell? You know, and even when I got into training, it was right around like the blow up of like social media influencers, and it was just, you have to be as big and shredded as humanly possible and just set unrealistic expectations. Yeah. What I learned very quickly from even just doing the first ever show that I went and saw and meeting some of the athletes is honestly, at least in my view, from people I've met, a very similar community to what you have at the moment, which is amazing. You know, like from season 8 of show season, there's a group chat now where it's there's 15 plus of us where we're just in it, and it's very active. Everyone's just talking about their training, talking about their nutrition, talking about their shows that are coming up. You know, we've had a couple of like training days. Actually one of my best friends now, who I even have his handwriting and a quote that he wrote the first night we met tattooed on my arm. I met him through that sport.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like there is this massive stigma that comes around, you know, people in the gym. It's a very, I guess, egotistical. It's a very solo, or it's a very scary and intimidating place.
Yeah.
But I can say from, I guess, like the most honest part of me that I don't believe that is how it actually is. It feels that way for everyone when you're going back, like when you are getting into it.
Yeah.
But if you find a club that you like, where the staff are nice, the people are nice, like there are a fair few, especially around Brisbane, that are fantastic places to go and train, where the community is awesome, the vibe is amazing. Honestly, I think it's just a fear that you'd be able to break real quickly if that was something you wanted to get into.
Yeah, definitely. No, I definitely want to start hitting the gym, but it's just like, I think it's that fear factor. It's like that judgment. And I know I shouldn't be thinking that, but like...
How about this though, right? What if you ever had the thought, you know, you're training, someone sees you and they recognize you from a game and they're like, holy shit, there's an elite fucking athlete right there. I can't compete with that. What am I doing?
I know, yeah, it's such a weird thing. It's just human things, you know?
100% it is.
It's just like, you're overthinking and you're psyching yourself out. You're like, oh shit, you know?
We get into our own heads on pretty much everything.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, huh. Like, that's why it's taken me this long, and when I'm like, I need to actually go to the gym outside of footy. Like, when footy season finished, I have like 6 months off, and I'm like, I need a gym. Like, I need a gym somewhere. I can't just like have 6 months off and not do anything, you know? Like, I need to build myself up.
That would be the roughest preseason of your entire damn life if you try and go back to that.
That's what happened last season. No, because I told myself when the season was over that I was gonna not touch the football. I was not gonna do anything with football. Worst decision of my goddamn life. I got back and I was like, yeah, season. Pre-season, yes.
Sounds like,
think I'm like this crazy.
It sounds like everyone that I used to play footy with back at home.
You probably think I'm this weird elite athlete. It's crazy.
I mean, that pretty much seems to be the sum up of it.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you so much.
I reckon that's the highest praise I could give anyone.
Thanks.
You're doing pretty
Val.
good. You're doing pretty good.
Drop the mic.
One last thing then, just to wrap it up, Zimmie. What are some tips that you would have for, you know, say anyone who's aspiring to get into AFL or to get into sports in general, or who, you know, dreams of becoming a player, or who looks up to you?
Oh, that's scary. I've never been asked that question. Probably one, pursue your dream, but within that also pursue another dream on top of that. So don't just rely on sport. You know, sport's only going to get you so far, and you need to have a career after it. Two, take care of your mental health. That's probably a big thing. Talk to someone. It can be a friend, family, psychologist, anything. Just talk to someone, because it's better to let it out than keep it in.
Yep.
Probably, if you want to get to where I've gotten, you need to stop doing it for other people and do it for yourself. I think that's a huge kind of thing. Like, if your family's telling you to continue with sport because they want you to continue with sport, don't do it, because you've got to love the things you do in your life, and you've got to be happy within yourself to do and continue with everything. So that's probably another thing. And don't always rely on just doing training. Like, do extra things outside of training. So go kick a footy with your dog. I don't know. Kick it with your dog.
Go kick a dog with your Labrador.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, God, my bad.
Go kick the ball. Go tackle your dog. Go, like.
Okay, maybe go tackle the dog.
Go tackle the dog. Like pick it up. Go boom.
That one probably pushes a little bit.
Can you imagine looking around?
We're gonna get you into the gym in off season because you need a different hobby, all right?
I think you also. I think. How do I word this?
With English.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate the people around you that are willing to help you. I think that's a big thing. If that comes to friends, relationships, family, keep them a big part of your life, because without someone there supporting you, respecting you, getting you far, you're not going to really do well by yourself. You always have to have someone there. Like, it's such a weird thing. You can't do everything by yourself. It's always like that team thing, like there's no I in team, you know, and you've got to have a team around you to win a game, you know. That's such an AFL thing to say.
Hey, maybe it's just because it's true.
Yeah. I think that's a big part. There's no I in team, and you've got to have that support system around you to get you far. Even if that's not in an elite sport, that can just be in everyday life. Like and the other thing is, it's okay to not get to my point. It's okay to pursue something else, and it's okay to live life the way you want to live life, I guess.
What's something you'd say to your 15-year-old self?
Ooh, don't be a freaking idiot. Oh, that's a hard one. What would I say to my 15-year-old self? I think to my 15-year-old self, I would say that don't take everything to heart, because it's not worth it. Like, it's not worth it only considering what other people think other than yourself. And I think that's what I crossed my whole life as. If what someone thought of me was true, that was it, you know. But it wasn't true, and it was false, and just to appreciate myself more, I guess. Like, I didn't appreciate what I was given and who I was becoming, and I would just tell my future self, like my younger self, actually, just to not take the bullshit from people and not hold it up to a knife, and like that was who you are as a person, everything, and probably open up and appreciate my family more than what I thought I gave them. But that's probably 15-year-old self would tell.
And how about the 30-year-old self?
30-year-old self. Ooh. My 30-year-old self would say that I'm proud of the person you were becoming and have become. Thank you for probably expanding your horizons with your mental health and appreciating the stuff you went through, and appreciating the opportunity of getting myself past and being an AFLW player, and building and reconnecting with people that you thought you'd never reconnect with, and building new relationships with new people. And I think that would be it. And I hope you're living life to the fullest and getting drunk now. And hope you're freaking ripped with a partner. No, okay.
I really hope you look back at that when you're 30.
And I would be like, what are you thinking, Zim? You absolute idiot.
Or you're like, hell yeah, girl.
Hell yeah, I said that on the podcast. Finally.
Zim, I just want to say a massive thank you for taking the time to come on. It's been awesome to have a bit of a chat. Get to know you a little bit. It's been a really cool, really fun episode.
Thanks.
Yeah, I hope you have
Made
enjoyed
you cry almost.
Oh, no, there was definitely a tear coming out. Like, you pushed me over the edge. You did well. You did well. See, that little thing you said at the start about kind of being maybe sort of funny?
Yeah.
You did all right.
Thanks.
You know, you did all right.
I should be a comedian.
Oh,
After footy, comedian.
There we go. I mean, that could pull some numbers as well, you know, with the footy background as well.
I was thinking I can pull some
Business moves there, man. Professional footballer turned professional bodybuilding athlete turned comedian.
That would be a resume. Oh my God. Everyone would be like, everyone hold your seats. Plane's going down now.
Everyone's lined up, fucking 50 miles behind the door, but they need a bigger door just to fit you through. One other thing, real quick, before we do wrap it up. So, you know, you already know just how important recovery is and making sure that you're performing at the best that you possibly can be. You know, so our partnership brand, Body Collective, you know, would like to offer you a free trial or free pass to go get worked on by them. So they're friggin' amazing. Fraser and Mon do an absolutely amazing job out there. So, you know, they specialize in doing active recovery physio for athletes in particular. They work with a lot of professional bodybuilders, so it might be a little bit interesting for you to.
I'd love to go in that space.
Get around some people who, you know, again, they're very knowledgeable about the body, how it works, you know, sports performance, as well as just how, you know, your body moves through movements. So awesome to have a chat with. They do fantastic work. So yeah, I'll shoot you all their details and hit them up when you're back in Brizzy, and go check it out.
Great, thank you.
Outside of that, thank you very much for watching the show. Hope you have enjoyed. If you found something here that you feel could be useful to someone else, please do feel free to give it a share to them. After all, that's the best way to help these things share, grow, get around, all that good jazz. Outside of that, thank you, and we out.
Hey, hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did find something useful, please do share it with someone else you think could find it useful as well. If you're over on Spotify, please do leave a review as well. If you're over on YouTube, consider dropping a subscribe, a like, a comment, and all that good stuff. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day.